Before history spoke of numbers, before documents recorded dates and statistics, there were mothers. Mothers who did not carry weapons. Mothers who were never written into victory speeches. Mothers whose names were erased long before the war ended. This is not a story about battles. It is not a story about armies or flags. This is the story of a Jewish mother who entered a concentration camp with nothing left to lose except her child. In a place built to erase human beings, she made a choice no mother should ever have to make. A choice between love and survival, between staying and letting go. This is her story, and it is a story that still echoes long after the smoke has cleared. From the moment they were driven through the iron gates, Rivka understood one thing. This place was not built for life. The metal doors slammed shut behind them with a hollow, final sound, as if the outside world had been sealed away forever. She tightened her grip on her son's hand. Eli was 4 years old, small fingers, cold, trembling. The camp did not need to announce its cruelty. Its existence was enough. On the first morning, the siren tore through the darkness. Not a wake-up call, a command. Bodies sprang to their feet. Those who moved too slowly were dragged from the line. No explanation was required. Eli stumbled and fell. Rivka pulled him up, shielding him with her own body. Guards marched along the rows. Heavy boots crushed mud, snow, and sometimes hands that failed to move fast enough. Their eyes scanned faces the way one inspects cargo. No hatred, no curiosity, only emptiness. That was when Rivka understood. The deepest cruelty was not violence, but the complete denial of humanity. That same day, she was assigned to forced labor, digging frozen earth, dragging stones heavier than her own body, hauling timber until her arms burned numb. No one was allowed to stop. No one was allowed to ask why. The cold sliced through flesh like a blade. Her hands cracked and bled, but she did not look down. Looking meant acknowledging pain. Pain was a luxury the camp did not allow. As she worked, her eyes searched constantly for the barracks, the place where Eli had been left with the elderly. Every minute felt like torture. Some prisoners collapsed in the open yard. At first, they tried to rise. Then, they stopped trying. The guards did not rush. They waited until the body no longer moved. Then it was dragged away, like something broken, like something forgotten. One afternoon, Rivka saw a group being marched toward the far end of the camp. No one said where they were going, but the smell of smoke grew thicker. The sky above that direction was always darker. A woman beside her whispered, "The crematorium." Rivka did not ask another question. In the camp, some knowledge required no explanation. That night, she returned to the barracks. Eli was still there, curled up, hungry, eyes wide with fear. She wrapped her arms around him. "I thought," Eli whispered, unable to finish. "Shh," Rivka murmured. "Don't say the things that haven't happened." But inside her, the truth grew heavier with every passing day. Children could not survive here. The days followed one another without mercy. Endless roll calls under snow and freezing rain, bodies collapsing from exhaustion. Shouts when someone was pulled from the line. Eli learned how to disappear. He did not speak. He did not cry. He did not run. When guards passed, he pressed himself into Rivka's side and held his breath. One morning, a child in the barracks cried out from hunger. The sound was small, fragile, completely out of place in the camp. Minutes later, guards arrived. Rivka turned Eli's face away. She did not want him to see. After that day, No child cried again. Hunger in the camp was slow. It did not kill suddenly. It hollowed people out from the inside. Rivka gave Eli most of her food. Day after day, week after week, her body weakened, her face hollowed, her legs trembled beneath her. One day, while dragging stones, Rivka collapsed. A guard shouted. A rifle butt was raised. She forced herself to stand, not because she feared death, but because if she died now, Eli would be alone. That night, Rivka burned with fever. Eli pressed his cheek to her forehead. "Don't sleep, Mama," he whispered. "I'm scared." Rivka opened her eyes and smiled weakly. "I'm here," she said. "As long as you breathe, I will stay." But she knew that promise could not last. Whispers spread through the camp. The children would be taken. All of them. No one knew when, but everyone knew it was true. Rivka watched Eli sleep, and for the first time, she understood something worse than fear. Love meant letting go. If Eli stayed, he would die. If he left, there was a chance. Small, fragile, but real. She found a woman who worked in the kitchen. The woman had lost her entire family. Her eyes were empty, but her hands were still warm. Rivka did not beg with words. She knelt. In the camp, kneeling was no longer humiliation. It was the last proof of being human. The woman looked at Rivka for a long time. Then she nodded. That night, Rivka whispered to Eli about another world. A world with trees, with soft bread, with sunlight untouched by smoke. "You will see it," she said. "You must see it." In the morning, Rivka straightened Eli's clothes. She wiped his face with trembling hands. She held him longer than allowed. "Mama," Eli whispered, his voice breaking. "Are you coming with me?" Rivka kissed his forehead. "I will follow you," she said, "but not with my feet." When Eli was led away, Rivka did not move. She did not scream. She did not run. She stood until there was nothing left to see. The days that followed turned Rivka into a shadow. She worked without purpose, without hope. Only one thought kept her upright. Eli might still be alive. One morning, her name was called. Rivka stepped out of the line. This time, she was not afraid. She had already given everything that mattered. The war ended. The camps were opened. The gates fell silent. But for many mothers, the war never truly ended. They did not return home. They did not grow old. They did not tell their stories. They lived on only in the lives they saved. Somewhere in the world today, there are people walking, breathing, loving, because a mother once chose to disappear so her child could remain. History may remember the war by its battles and its borders, but humanity survives because of quiet sacrifices made in places where hope was forbidden. And as long as we remember these mothers, they are not gone. They are still here, in every life that was allowed to continue.